of Oman Television. First, the headlines. His Majesty Sultan Haytham bin Tariq issues a royal decree. Before the Shura Council, the Minister of Labour confirmed the employment of more than 34,000 job seekers in public and private sectors during 2022. With a value exceeding 1 billion Omani Riyals, Oman Investment Authority signs a number of agreements with local institutions. And with the aim of developing business environment in the Sultanate of Oman and attract more foreign investments, Invest in Oman Hall is inaugurated. Those were the headlines, and now the news in detail. His Majesty Sultan Haytham bin Tariq issues Royal Decree number 12/2023 on ratifying the agreement between the government of the Sultanate of Oman and the government of the Republic of Kazakhstan on establishing the Joint Omani-Kazakh Committee. Article 1 ratifies the aforementioned agreement according to the attached annex. Article 2, this decree shall be published in the official gazette and shall come into effect from the date of its issue. His Highness Sayyid Bil Arab bin Haytham Al Said will preside over the closing ceremony of the second edition of the Bil Arab bin Haytham Award for Architectural Design tomorrow. During the ceremony, the winners of the first 3 places will be announced in the award, where the second session was devoted to competition for the design of a museum of maritime history in the Wilaya of Assur in South Al-Sharqiyya. It also includes the announcement of the first place winner in the competition to design the Sultanate of Oman's pavilion at the Japan Expo 2025, in which 5 projects completed. The prizes will be handed out using non-fungible token technology known globally as NFT, as a precedent during which the award sought for the second year in a row to keep pace with the latest global technologies and continuous support for the Sultanate of Oman direction to digital transformation. The Shura Council held its 7th regular session, in which it hosted His Excellency Dr. Mahad bin Saeed Ba Owain, Minister of Labour. His Excellency, the Labour Minister, confirmed the employment of more than 34,000 job seekers in public and private sectors during 2022, pointing the registration of more than 85,000 job seekers last year. During the session, the Shura Council discussed several themes, the most important of which are employment in the public and private sectors, draft laws regulating work in both sectors, and the consequences and expected legislative impact on the implementation of laws after their issuance. The session was chaired by His Excellency Khalid bin Hilal Al-Ma'wali, Chairman of the Shura Council. Within the Kimam project, Oman Investment Authority launched 4 programs to promote local added value and local content, which target startups, small and medium enterprises and companies. The Oman Investment Authority subsidiaries also signed a number of agreements with local institutions with a value exceeding 1 billion Omani Riyals, which included cooperation in the fields of research development, innovation and local added value. Invest Oman Hall was launched today to act as a facilitation lounge for investors. The lounge is equipped with modern technology and services with an aim to be a hub that enhances investors' experience. More details in the following report.
Within the framework of continuous efforts made to improve the business environment in the Sultanate of Oman and to attract both local and foreign investments through offering various incentives, the Ministry of Commerce, Industry and Investment Promotion inaugurated the Invest in Oman Hall. The inauguration ceremony came under the patronage of His Excellency Sultan bin Salim Al Habsi, Minister of Finance, in the presence of His Excellency Qais bin Muhammad Al Yusuf, Minister of Commerce, Industry and Investment Promotion.
It's a great day for us. Oman deserved a lounge and hospitality, a concierge service for investors, and it was something which was lacking from the investor's point of view. We looked at it from saying that, what is it that the investor journey needs to fulfill in order to make it a pleasure, make it a more conducive journey, which is because it's the first impact that an investor has when he comes into a country, is the first interaction that he has with the government organization.
Invest Oman is today a hub, actually, connecting the public sector with the private sector. The uniqueness of the situation is, or the case of Invest Oman, is that both sides of the market, the public sector and the private sector, they talk together, they work at the same place to serve one purpose, and that's the investor.
The Invest in Oman Lounge displays the investment opportunities, introduces the investors to the business environment in the Sultanate of Oman, and brings forward the provided facilities and services. Various governmental bodies and private sector entities are available in the Invest in Oman Lounge, including all major entities that an investor would be served by, in addition to private sector entities including a commercial bank, a telecommunications company branch, a legal advisory office, and an accreditation office.
This strategic project is one of the big projects that we are working on with the government in different ministries and governance, and inshallah it will have a great impact in attracting more of the foreign investments into the Sultanate.
We play a big role in cooperating with the government for all their initiatives towards Oman 2040, and we hope all of these initiatives will bring an excitement and will bring a lot of investment opportunities in Oman.
It's noteworthy that Invest in Oman Lounge is distinguished by a special investor relations department that assigns a special investor relations manager for each investor to serve, follow up on his investment status, and provide all means to speed up the completion of procedures. For the Sultanate of Oman Television, Ahmed bin Hilal Al-Busaidi, Muscat.
His Excellency General Sultan bin Mohammed Al Nu'mani, Minister of the Royal Office, received Her Excellency Leslie M. Tu, Ambassador of the United States of America, accredited to the Sultanate of Oman, to bid her farewell at the end of her tour duty. Her Excellency the Ambassador expressed her pride and appreciation for the cooperation she received from all officials in the Sultanate of Oman, praising the strong bilateral relations binding the two countries. His Excellency the Minister of the Royal Office also thanked the ambassador for the efforts she made while performing her work, wishing her continued success. His Excellency the Minister of the Royal Office received His Excellency Serene Ali Dam, Ambassador of the Republic of Senegal, accredited to the Sultanate of Oman. His Excellency praised the strength of the bilateral relations between the Sultanate of Oman and the Republic of Senegal. For his part, His Excellency the guest expressed his thanks and appreciation for the efforts made by the Sultanate of Oman in a number of issues in the region and the world. They also touched on a number of common issues and ways of enhancing them to serve the aspirations of the two friendly countries. Within the framework of the Sultanate of Oman's keenness to find solutions to a number of regional and international issues, His Excellency the Minister of the Royal Office received Her Excellency Stella Klot, Ambassador of the Kingdom of Netherlands, accredited to the Sultanate of Oman. During the meeting, they exchanged cordial conversations and reviewed the course of relations and areas of cooperation between the Sultanate of Oman and the Kingdom of Netherlands, and ways to develop them, in addition to touching on a number of issues of common concern. His Excellency Idris Mia, Ambassador of the Syrian Arab Republic, accredited to the Sultanate of Oman, affirmed that the visit paid by His Excellency Bashar al-Assad, the Syrian President, to the Sultanate of Oman and his meeting with His Majesty Sultan Haytham bin Tariq come within the deep bilateral relations between the two countries since the 70s of the 20th century. His Excellency, the Ambassador of the Syrian Arab Republic to the Sultanate of Oman, expressed his appreciation to the Sultanate of Oman's solidarity and stance with the Syrian Arab Republic in various issues and expressed his thanks to His Majesty Sultan Haytham bin Tariq for his humanitarian stance in supporting the Syrian people to overcome the perceptions of the earthquake and the struck Syrian recently. His Excellency, the Ambassador, described the Omani democracy as distinguished as it aims to strengthen Arab solidarity, especially in light of the current regional and international situation. Regarding the role of the two countries' embassies in strengthening economic and investment cooperation, His Excellency clarified that the two embassies work continuously to advance the economic relations in order to benefit from the potentials and opportunities available in both countries and to achieve further economic and investment integration. His Excellency expressed his aspirations for the Syrian Omani Business Council to play an active role in enhancing the bilateral relations and joint trade exchange, noting that the Joint International Committee between the two countries will hold its sixth meeting before the end of this year in Muscat. In the cultural field, His Excellency stated that the Sultanate of Oman is keen to provide support and assistance to preserve and restore the Syrian archaeological sites damaged by the earthquake that hit several historic sites in Damascus and Aleppo. Still to come in our news bulletin. Around 150 cyclists compete in a Sur Cycling Championship. Welcome back to the news from the Sultanate of Oman Television. The Environment Authority organized a workshop in Muscat to follow up the implementation of the International Convention on Persistent Organic Pollutants and Chemicals Management. More than 300 experts and specialists from the United Nations Environment Programme and the Stockholm Convention Secretariat, as well as from Gulf countries, national institutions and local companies are participating in the workshop. The two-day workshop discusses the reality of hazardous organic pollutants in the Sultanate of Oman and the role of the concerned sectors in managing them. The inauguration of the workshop was held under the auspices of His Excellency Sheikh Hussein bin Hilal Al Awali, Chairman of the State Audit Institution. Oman Vision 2040 Implementation on Follow-Up Unit held its annual meeting with the directors of the Vision Office in the government units to embody joint work to achieve the vision, enhance cooperation and continuous communication, and provide support to ensure that the activation of these offices to carry out their roles. His Excellency Dr. Hamis bin Saif Al Jabri, head of Oman Vision 2040 Implementation Follow-Up Unit, said, in cooperation with the relevant authorities, It has been held several meetings to activate officers in the government institutions, which will in turn follow up to the implementation of plans and programs and ensure their quality. He added that the Vision Office have been activated in all 62 government institutions and efforts are continuing to present time and establish vision offices in the offices of governors to complete the follow-up system in all relevant authorities. The first meeting of the joint committee between Sultan Qaboos University and the Ministry of Agriculture, Fisheries and Water Resources discussed holding the joint conference between the two parties. The committee also reviewed the proposals of the joint cooperation aspects between them using biotechnological in the pisciculture projects. His Highness Sayyid Dr. Fahad bin Al-Julanda Al-Saeed, Vice-Chancellor of Sultan Qaboos University, chaired the meeting. The Organizing Committee of Oman Sustainability Week, which will be held from the 12th to the 16th of next March, revealed the details of the program accompanying the event, which is hosted by the Ministry of Energy and Minerals in cooperation with the Petroleum Development Oman. This week, which is expected to witness wide local international participation, includes a number of dialogue and discussion sessions on efforts to enable sustainability and the future of energy. It will also organize a program to encourage entrepreneurs and university students to develop solutions to meet the challenges associated with providing clean energy, in addition to international conference on sustainability, resources and technology, and Thought Leadership Gaia Summit. The Sultanate of Oman welcomed the joint statement issued by the meeting in Aqaba in the Hashemite Kingdom of Jordan yesterday, which included senior Jordanian, Egyptian, Israeli, Palestinian and American officials. The Sultanate of Oman expressed hope that the understanding which took place would lead to a reduction in escalation and prevent the spiral of violence between the Palestinian and Israeli sides, and that was agreed upon would be there too. Foreign Ministry said in a statement that the Sultanate of Oman affirmed its stance towards the Palestinian cause by enabling the brotherly Palestinian people to obtain their legitimate rights and establish their independent state on the 1967 borders, with East Jerusalem as its capital in accordance with the principle of the two-state solution, international legitimacy solutions, and the Arab Peace Initiative to achieve a just and comprehensive peace. Under the title Institutions of Information and Digital Content, the second international conference for Omani Association for Libraries and Information was launched. The conference attracted a number of researchers, specialists, and those interested in libraries and information field from inside and outside the Sultanate of Oman. It included scientific sessions and presentations of the participating researchers. The conference was presided over by His Excellency Dr. Hamid bin Mohammed Al-Dayani, Chairman of the National Records and Archives Authority. The Royal Navy of Oman, in coordination with the Ministry of Labour, received a new batch of citizens to start military training as a recruit after they passed stages of assessment, medical and physical examinations that were conducted. They will undergo the basic military training program to join the previous members of the Royal Omani Navy in various naval bases. Around 150 cyclists participated in Sur Cycling Championship, which was organized by Oman Cycling Association. The winners were awarded by His Excellency Jihad bin Abdullah Al Fana, Shura Council member. More details in the coming report.
Sur Cycling Championship was concluded with the participation of 150 cyclists from different categories. The championship was organized by Oman Cycling Association and sponsored by Oman Liquefied Natural Gas Company.
The cycling competition is a venue to equip the champions with the skills required for them to be enrolled in the national, regional and international competition. The sponsorship of this competition goes in line with Oman LNG corporate social responsibility strategy and its pillar, and mainly the pillar of health and social well-being.
The race was very competitive among all participants of both categories, amateurs and professionals. The amateur category distance was 15 km, while the professionals category distance was 95 km. Cyclist Saeed Al-Rahbi has won the first place in the open category, and cyclist Paul Willix has won the first place in the category of 40 years and above, while Cycle Team has won the first place in teams category.
It was the last race of the season, and I had a battle against Saeed Al-Rahbi from the national team. So he was in first and me in second, and I had to finish one place ahead of him today, but both him and I were in the breakaway. It was a fantastic race.
Sur Cycling Championship is considered as the last stage of the Omani Cycling League that promotes for various touristic places in the Sultanate of Oman. Sultan bin Saif al-Sarai, from South Al-Sharqiyya Governorate, Wilaya of Sur.
The third edition of a Student Cultural Week at the National Documents and Archives Authority started amid huge number of university colleges and schools visiting the permanent exhibition. Here's a report.
The activities of the Students' Cultural Week for the third season, organized by the National Documents and Archives Authority, commenced at the permanent exhibition of National Documents and Archives Authority, represented by the Department of Documentary Exhibitions, which started from 26th and will continue up to March 2nd, affirming good cooperation and communication between the National Records and Archives Authority and educational institutions.
Excellent turnout of university and college students to this third Culture Week organized by National Document and Archive Authority. Students have benefited on the history of Sultanate of Oman. During the tour, we are organizing a competition on how to read a very old article and try to rewrite it exactly the same.
In its third edition, the program aims for the participants from schools and university colleges to acquire a great deal of cultural, intellectual, and knowledge return.
It was a great opportunity to visit this permanent exhibition at the National Record and Archive. It's full of rich history of our beloved country. It contains many documents and old items that allowed me to sense how it looks like in the past. Indeed, I'm very proud of my country history.
The National Documents and Archives Authority seeks to provide the necessary support to advance students' talents, encourage them and build their personality in all aspects, consolidating its approach in holding cultural events in the Sultanate, believing in the importance of cultural activities and its role in highlighting and refining the talents of students.
I'm glad to visit National Records and Archives permanent exhibition, through which we got to know and benefited from a lot of valuable information. We also watched introductory visual presentation about the work of this commission. We are very, very happy with this visit, and we thank all those in charge of this exhibition.
Students have expressed their joy and pride to have been given the opportunity of witnessing the great history of the Sultanate of Oman, which is well illustrated here at the permanent exhibition of National Records and Archives. Thanks to the government for empowering youth and believing in them as great ambassadors and future leaders of the nation. Abdullah bin Ahmed al-Rubi'i for the Sultanate of Oman Television, here at the premises of National Records and Archives Permanent Exhibition, Muscat.
This is the Sultanate of Oman television. Before we end tonight's bulletin, here are the main points once again. His Majesty Sultan Haytham bin Tariq issues a royal decree. Before the Shura Council, the Minister of Labour confirms the employment of more than 34,000 job seekers in public and private sectors during 2022. With a value exceeding 1 billion Omani riyals, Oman Investment Authority signs a number of agreements with local institutions. And with the aim of developing businesses environment in the Sultanate of Oman and to attract more foreign investments, Invest in Oman Hall is inaugurated. With that, we come to the end of tonight's news bulletin. From all of us here at the studios and the newsroom, it's good night and stay safe.